I got me another project here. As you can clearly see, I done started on it early. Some of the parts are new, some of the parts are old. Trying to save me some money in the process of building this thing here. Putting it together, rather. How you guys doing, man? I told you guys I'll be back with another project when it comes to motorized bicycle. Here it is right here. My first video in a long time on another bicycle. Turning it into a motorized bicycle. This here is going to be 80cc. No name brand, whatever you would call it. It's just a regular 80cc. And it's 2-stroke. Got an NT carburetor. Right now I got the plastic on it because I don't want anything getting in it or flying in the carburetor. I got it unhooked. But there's still a couple things I gotta get for it, such as another gas tank. This is a 2-liter gas tank, which is not the kind I want to use. I'm gonna go with another 4-liter gas tank. It is equivalent up to 1 gallon. And that's what I've been using on my last bicycle, aka Lucille, my 29-inch motorized bicycle. If you guys haven't seen any of those old videos, just go ahead to my past videos that are from a long time ago when I had Lucille riding around DoorDash, and you will see that I had a 4-liter gas tank on that. Man, right now I'm just putting this thing together, slowly for surely. There's no rush to it. Still got a couple things to hook up. I got the chain on there already, ready for the gear setup. I'm gonna go with the 32 gear with a gear adapter that I'm gonna put around the hub. And hopefully it goes on smooth, but if it don't go on smooth, I already got the little rag joints that I don't like to use. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to these things, man. They don't last long, or they do last long, don't get me wrong. It's just, it requires more maintenance and care when it comes to using these rough rag joints. They just tear up, they go flat. When they get real flat, you'll notice that the chain is not lining up correctly, or sooner or later it'll just start jumping off and you have to keep putting it back on. And if you can't figure out what the problem is, it's going to be because about 2,000 miles later, 3,000 miles later, this thing done got used up through natural wear and tear. So I don't like using them, but I will use it if the hub adapter does not work. Right now, this is the adapter I had on one of my old bikes, but it's not going to work on this particular rim because it don't have the centerpiece I need to make it fit or snug in there tight. Right now, I'm just looking at this thing, going over everything else what I may need. And I like the brake setup on this thing. It's where I don't really know the actual name of these kind of brakes, but they're more beefier than the banana shaped brakes. And got more pad on them. So if anything in the future, once I start riding this thing good, I'm gonna probably switch over to some disc brakes, put a little disc brake up front and use it for that. But I think these will last pretty good and long, more durable than the little banana shaped brakes I had on my 29-inch. And if this carburetor does not work, I'm gonna have to buy another one because I literally pieced this thing together out of different carburetors that I had sitting around. Pulled it out of a bag and just put everything together. Another float, what you call the needle inside that moves the float up and down. Or not move the float up and down, but you know, the little shut-off valve needle that goes into the, I guess, the jet. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know what I mean, but I can't get it out correctly to say it. But yeah, I'm trying to see if this carburetor is going to work out just fine for what I needed to do. But if not, I'm going to have to purchase another one. Shout out to the manufacturers that create these NT carburetors. They're good, but once they sit for a long time, they like to leak. That's the only downfall that I can think of when it comes to an NT carburetor. They just leak, have a lot of leaking problems. But other than that, they perform very well. And, you know, I keep buying them over and over again just to get the good performance they provide for me when it comes to motorized bicycle. Chill. Got some red lock tight on standby, because as soon as I get the, what you call it, the arch tensioner, and this time I purchased the arch tensioner that comes with 2 wheels and not just one. So I'm gonna be able to tension the lower chain as well as the top chain, which is pretty cool. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier in my early days when I had Lucille. Instead of using 1 wheel on the bottom, you can definitely use 2 wheels, top and bottom, to, you know, to have a better smooth ride and not worrying about your chain just jumping off in the middle of any, you know, anywhere you may be going. So I don't have a name for this bike yet, but I'm thinking of a name. All my bikes that I have will have a name, but right now, no name yet. This is the first video on this project, going with the NGK igniter. It's nothing too crazy about it, but until I can figure out a better way to mount this thing, it's going to be zip tied. But it works out fine. As long as I don't hit a lot of potholes, it should stay up. But I pulled this out of one of my old bags. There's nothing wrong with this coil itself. It was brand new, but it was the old CDI box that I had that went up and broken on me. Right now, I'm just testing the length of this wire. I'm gonna put some black tape around it, and it's gonna be indication for negative wire. So I got my red wire right here for the positive, well, this blue wire. Or I can just take this negative wire, put it on this bolt right here, and then take the negative wire on the igniter, put it behind this bolt, and it would still, or should, catch a negative feed. And all I need is these 2 wires, this blue wire and this red wire, to start the bike. We all know that this white wire is neutral and it's not needed for anything. As soon as you put anything on it, the whole motor just dies, so there's no need to use that. So this wire is out of the picture. Just need the black wire and the red wire. Black wire, I can hook it up multiple kind of ways, like this. Or the other way I showed you, like this. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put some black tape on this wire for negative. And there it is. There's my negative wire. Really no big deal. It's just putting black tape over a blue wire to make it negative. In case if I ever sell the bike, they won't be confused on, you know, it's different through each individual that owns these things. So the purpose is, am I going to use this wire to hook it up this way, straight down? Or am I just going to take this negative wire and hook it up to this bolt? I'm going to cut the wires for sure, but just, I'm going to see if it works this way. I never hooked it up this way before. Negative wire here, negative wire here, and the only wire I'm gonna need is this blue wire going to the red wire from the magneto. The bike should start. I'm gonna try it both ways, see how I like it, see how it goes. Yeah, that's just sitting on there. thing up here. I don't think I'm gonna cut the head off this though. I'm gonna just wrap this wire around. That's all I need. Just like that. That's what you call great connection. It is now conductive, or it's grounded. Whichever one. For my red wire, where did it go? Red wire for positive. Same thing. I'm not gonna cut the head off of this one. Only for the negative. It is now protected from the weather, the elements. Everybody hook up their bikes differently. Same thing. Put a little slack in it. How long do I need it? Not that long. So I need to cut it off about here. Take old handy dandy razor, snip it. Make the wire long enough. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're gonna take it, wrap it around this blue wire here. Yep. Wrap it firmly around that blue wire. That way we'll now have power to the spark plug when it's time to start. Just like that. Move this out the way so you guys can see it. Yep, just like that. Then I just take this, slide it down. Goes over it perfectly fine. Pull on it a little bit so it can snug. Just like that. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and hang the wires up where they're not just dropped like that, where it's not drooped down, hanging. But just made progress here. Now, on to the next step. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get some zip ties, some small ones. And I'm gonna make sure I put these wires just the way I need them. Turns into a little wire harness. Yep. All this is before the fun. You get it, you build it, and you experience it, right? I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, just spread them out, not too far. I'm gonna cut it later. Then I'm gonna pull on it. Then it goes up. It's going home now. It is now going home. Yeah, found out. Yeah, it's going there. My bad about that. Too much moving around. But she is now hung up. I just gotta cut the little tabs right here. She's now hung up though, and I'm gonna put another one right here. It's gonna go just like that. Trying to one hand this thing. Get in there. Oh, almost had it. This is a lot to be holding the camera and trying to pull this tab with one hand. I could just put the camera down and do it, but I'm being extra. There you go. And that's going to stop the wire from falling back down. And no need to even worry about it no more until further future use, maintenance wise. But I know it's going to work. Oh yeah. So she's coming together slowly for surely, trying to make sure I get everything just how I need it, just how I want it. I'm not sure how it's going to run yet. The next thing I'm going to have to order is going to be an exhaust. I'm not sure which one I'm going to get yet, but it might be the expansion or it might be just a regular exhaust that comes on this side going to the back. It's going to have a technometer on it. It's going to track my RPMs and pretty much the usage of the engine running to the point when I turn it back off. And I'm going to put a couple cool gadgets on this thing. I'm going to be running a 12-volt battery on this thing. Since I cannot figure out, man, you guys can put in the comments if you can tell me how can I get my headlights to run off the motor without installing a 12-volt battery or 6-volt battery, whichever one. But that's what this white wire is supposed to be for. It's supposed to be for auxiliary usage, such as your lightings. You know what I mean? You're supposed to run your true lights off of this one wire right here. You ground it off the bike and then you power it through this wire. But it's pretty much going through the same wire as the red wire. They both connected on the same feed. But as soon as you connect something to it, it kills the motor. The whole thing just turns off. But if you try to re-crank it while you got a power source on the on position, such as your lights, you see the lights coming on as you kicking the motor, but it will not start. You take it loose, the motor starts. And you plug the lights back up, the motor cuts off. So you guys can put in the comments, what am I doing wrong with that part? So far, I already had everything I needed, such as this clutch lever, since I had Lucille, my last bicycle. And I gotta go ahead and, well, not go ahead, but I already ordered a throttle lever that's on the way from eBay. I just got everything already pre-hooked, and I'm just waiting to get to the next step. I got some hookworm tires that are going to go on these rims. These are 26-inch rims here. So it is a downgrade from my 29er. And I have a lot of hills in my location. I'm going to have to use it on first gear to get around sometimes, you know, to help get the motor up steep hills whenever it's needed. But like I said, I already got the arch tensioner set up. It's on the way. It should be here Monday. Today is Sunday, so it should be here tomorrow. And I'm gonna go ahead and install that and do a follow-up review video for you guys. And if you don't want to miss out on that video, don't forget to like, subscribe to this video if you haven't subscribed already. And if you have others that love watching motorized bicycle videos like this or similar, go ahead and share these videos if you guys don't mind, and I definitely appreciate it. Now, I didn't start the video where I was putting the motor on. I already had started, got a head start on it, but here it is here. She's a beauty, ain't she? Nothing crazy. I know a lot of you guys got the PK80 and, you know, YD100. My last motor was the YD100. And some of you guys got the LD100. And some of you guys got the, what is it? The something 85. I can't say it. It's at the tip of my tongue. I do know the name of that motor though. But yeah, some of you guys got all kinds of motors out there that are much greater than this one. But I do like the way how these motors here performs when it comes to the two-stroke assisted engine. And I think the 180cc is not too far difference. I think just the piston's a little bit bigger between the both of them. But this is the 80cc. I think it's the 80cc. When I look at the description, it was 80cc, but it could be the 100cc. I gotta go back and look just to confirm which one that I purchased. I like to make sure, excuse me, I like to make sure that I'm for sure it's going to get a spark before everything gets here. And I know that this CDI box is used. So I just pulled it out of my bag. And now I'm making sure everything is systems go, green light, ready to go for the next step. So now I'm just waiting to see this light. I'm gonna light up here on my lap by pulling this chain. As if I'm about to start it, should light up. It's got a lot of compression. Just looking for it to light. If it lights up, it's gonna start with a spark plug. Yep. She will start. That's good news. These are the things that I do on my bike, you guys. Trying to make sure everything is legitimate. Trying to make sure everything is going to work. I have an odometer that I'm going to have installed on this frame to keep track of the engine mileage starting from 0. And I like the fact that when I installed this motor, everything is easy access to get to, such as this carburetor. I mean, on my last frame, it was all smashed up between, you know, this pole here and the filter box. And that's a nice gap. So I can put my screwdriver there and I can use both screws on both sides. I remember on my last frame, I had to use one screw because there was no access to get to the other one. So that's pretty cool about this bike. And it's more lighter than my last bike, so I know I'm gonna have more top end speed or decent acceleration, whichever one is. She's coming together. What do you guys think? And we all know it's gonna start now. We saw the test light up by pulling the chain. We know it's gonna start. I'm waiting on an NGK spark plug to come in the mail. That's when I'm running. And got an NGK set up here. Oh yeah. This is how I'm doing it. I'm quite sure this one still works, so I like to save all my spare parts for another project. You guys agree? And as soon as I get the rear end going, and how I need it to be with the chain, I'm gonna see if it's gonna be able to start without the chain coming off. If it comes off, then it's gonna probably be the way how the engine is sitting. Right now I can't see with my bare eyes, but it could be a little bit off. So I got a few options I can try if that's the cost when I get the gear here. And it's coming from China, so I got a couple days on it. You know, till that day get here, I will do a follow-up video. And one of the things I would do is probably unbolt it here and replace it with this, and that will extend the engine where it would lift up in the front a little bit and won't go pretty much down like how it's sitting. It's going to lift it in a more up position, and that should level out the chain going to the rear back of the bike, where it should sit more flush onto the gear. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting these zip ties to where I need them. There will be no more needing to adjust them. They're not super tight either. They're just sitting on there to keep the wires in a position where I need them. Such as like a little wire harness. It's going to be a couple more weeks or a month before this bike starts. I still got to get an exhaust, and I haven't ordered one yet. But I actually can't wait. I'm starting to get excited. And now that I know the bike is going to start, since we've seen our handy dandy test light, it lit up for us, so that means everything is hooked up correct. It's installed right. Just waiting on the spark plug. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my tape. Wherever did I sit it? Where's that tape? There it is. I'm gonna take this tape and go ahead and finalize the wiring job by taping it shut from the elements of the earth. You know, to keep the wires fresh and crisp and not corroded. They like to turn white when they're exposed to the elements. So I tape it off front and back where no air is getting inside. It's not the best tape job, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that taped up the way I need it. Got my little handy dandy wire harness holder. See how it works. Just put it over the little pole like that, and that's it. And put it up here. That's it. Take this one on the bottom, the way bottom. Make sure it's not around the brake line. Only the wire. that's it. I'm a huge fan of zip ties. I love using them. Cut off the access. Man, that was a thick one. Sometimes I like to run an inline fuse too. And I'd like to introduce to you guys my handy dandy motorized bicycle medical bag. Everything in this bag, I mean literally everything, should be able to put back together your bike or anybody's bike in need of extra parts to get them back on the road. Or I would be a motorized bicycle AAA assistant, and I come right to you to get you back on. You know, you got busted U-joints, U-bolts, I got you. You done ran your gear down all the way to the bare minimum, I got you. We'll get you back going. You know what I mean? It don't matter if it's a 45, a 40, 36, 32, 28, which one you may be using. I might got what you need. Like this one right here is a brand new 32 gear. You know, I know a whole lot about these bikes when they ride for a long time. And many, many miles later, these gear teeth right here, they get sheared down to a minimum where that chain just gonna keep coming off regardless. You know. I got 29-inch slime, extra strong self-sealing inner tube. Got used but pretty fair, good condition piston to replace if one get burnt out. And unlimited master links in case one break or I need to put on extra. You know, can't beat it. You got what is this? Clutch pads for when the ones that are in the motor get burned out. I got replacements, brand new clutch pads. Brand new clutch pads. Got probably over 1,000 of them. And this is going to be inner tube liner. You know, get more mileage out of your inner tube. Pretty much if you run over any road hazards, it'll save you from puncturing your tire or your inner tube if your tire do get punctured. Spare inner tubes. You know, just spares. You know, these are not the brands I really want to use, but during the situation to get back on the road, I would have one of these. Here's my carburetor bag. Yeah, nothing but carburetors. I had to pull the carburetor that I have now out of this bag and put it together piece by piece from the bottom all the way to the top. And put new jets and everything. Well, not new jets, but new used or fair new used or just good used jets. However, can't win, man. I mean, can't beat it. Can't beat it. And this is going to be a brand new piston, never used. Let's see if I can get the box open. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a window piston. I think I put a used, fairly used piston in here right along with this one. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Well, it's not window, but it's still usable. This is a used piston. Actually look used up, but I know it still works. Just put some brand new piston rings on there and call it a good day. And here's the brand new piston. Unbothered, not used, clean, open window. And that's going to be a later on project that I do with this motor here. After I break it in a few miles later, I'm going to change the piston to an open window piston. What do you guys think about that? Some of you guys are rocking one of these, and some of you guys are rocking the stock piston like one of these. Which one are you using? Which one is better? Is it worth it to use the window or go back to the original non-open window piston? But just to show you guys, man, I got everything I need in this bag to put together another motorized bicycle. Or if anything breaks on my current motorized bicycle, I can get myself up and back going, and I can save my time, a wait time. I can save myself from waiting to get a new part from the mail that I had to order because I already have it. And whatever I get in the mail and don't need, it's just going to be considered another spare part for later use. You feel me? Got 2 brand new bucking bars. Well, they're not brand new, but they're good to be used again in case I need one. You know, can't beat it, man. And here's the, well, no, that's not it. I know I'm gonna add a fuse link to this thing. I gotta find it. I'm gonna add a fusible link to the wire, to the red wire that starts the motor going from the magneto. In case anything arc out before it strikes the magneto, it should kill the fuse that I got put in between. You guys can put down in the comments what you think about my ideas, or if you think it's a good idea and you want to take in consideration for how I explain my ideas, you can go ahead and take it with you and let me know how it works out for you. I did buy one of these little generator things that you put inside the casing where the magneto goes. It doesn't work. As soon as you hook it up and put a lighting onto it, it cuts the motor off. There's no way you can hook anything up to get the power from the engine itself. It doesn't want to power anything, so I always have to use a 12-volt battery so I can figure out my charging system. Gotta get that going. Let's not forget about spare cylinder head gaskets. Gotta have it, because you never know when the one that you're using might warp out, or when you're doing maintenance with the piston, it might not be no more good for, you know, continuous usage. Might have to swap them out, you know. But yeah, the main purpose of this bag here, I call it the motorized bicycle repair bag, or, you know, it's just like a medical kit. You know, you need parts now, this bag will get you back going. Not now, but right now, not later. It's getting some weight in it too. It's nothing but parts in there and modification replacements. So I was pretty much just giving you guys a little tour of my new project. Got a new beach cruiser with another assisted engine that I'm going to be cruising right here in my local area, South Carolina, delivering DoorDash. Hey, I got another surprise for you guys that's going on this project. You might want to go ahead and start liking this video, subscribe to this video, and don't forget to share this video. I'm really appreciate you guys for taking the time to view this video here. But it's more that I want to show you guys, so you don't want to miss out. I have everything that's still in the mail that's not here yet that I have to install on this bike. And if you want to see it, you will catch it right here on Open Mind Entertainment. And since I have a wide enough handlebar, I can pretty much fit a lot of extra, you know, gadgets and gadgets on this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put a cell phone holder on here for one thing. Then I'm gonna have like a technometer on either side of this thing, and I'm gonna have a let's see, a temperature reader on this thing too as well to monitor the temperature coming from the block of my cylinder head. Now, to end this video, I just want to say I seen most of you guys when you install your motors, or before you install your motors, you would take the head off and inspect the piston and the rings and everything to see if there's no scuffings or anything that could possibly damage the piston before you start it up, and then you just have a torn motor before you get to enjoy it, right? Well, me and my personal thing to say about that, and at this particular moment, I'm not really worrying about it. I'm gonna see if it's gonna start. If it does start and run good, then I got a good motor. But if it gives me any problems, I have a full return on this thing where I can get another one or my full money back. But I do have parts as well in my little bag here that can replace a piston if it's something wrong with it. So yeah, it's a whole lot of things I'm gonna have going on with this bike. Now a motorized bicycle, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. So with that being said, I catch you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Please don't forget to like this video. If you got to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch this whole 44 minutes and 43 seconds. And I appreciate you guys. There's more videos coming. And yeah, this whole time I've been chilling with Roxy. Say hey, Roxy. Roxy. Say hey, Roxy. She said hi, y'all. But yeah. See you guys in the next video, man. I got other things to install on this thing, and you don't want to miss out on it. I don't want to miss out on myself, but I'm gonna make sure you guys catch it right here on Open Mind Entertainment as soon as I get what I need from the mail. And it's another follow-up video right here momentarily. See you guys soon.